we've all moved house at least once in our lives, so we all know what a slog it is to clean up after previous tenants, repaint walls, and unpack big heavy pieces of furniture up multiple flights of stairs. So when Hozy told me this sandbox house decorating sim was going to be cozy, I got flashbacks to my student housing and felt a shiver go down my spine. But the game does somehow manage to make the horrible tasks of moving a satisfying and quite beautiful experience. But is this game stylish enough that it doesn't need too much substance? Before I answer that question, head over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where you'll be able to support real people making real things and gain access to a whole bunch of amazing rewards. Hozy is a casual and relaxing decorating sim that features 9 different diorama-like rooms, all with their own vibes and stories, which all require a certain amount of TLC to get looking their best. The entire game took me just under 3 hours to finish, so this one certainly is bite-sized, but what it lacks in depth, it certainly makes up for in its visual appeal. Gameplay is pretty simple to explain. You are shown a room that is normally filthy, covered in rubbish or leaves, and empty of all furniture and personality. So you must gather up the trash using what is essentially an object magnet, which makes for some very fun physics, sweep the floor, squeegee the windows, and paint or tile the walls and floors before plonking down the assortment of furniture to make the best room. Take a picture of it, post it online, and show your friends what a fantastic interior designer you are. Though, to just explain it like that may be selling it short, as every aspect of the process has been meticulously crafted to be the most satisfying it can be. Pulling up floor tiles is easy and scratches an itch in your brain perfectly. Plus, these sound effects, oh boy, the sound effects are so good. Much like unpacking, everything has its own noise. Every item thunks onto the ground, tiles satisfyingly clatter onto the walls, and anything that would make a noise can be clicked on to bring it to life and fill the space with little snippets of music or ambience. There are a few choices to make, mainly focusing on which of the 3 colours you'd like to paint the walls, and where you'd like to plonk the many items of furniture that you can pull out of boxes. You don't, however, get to choose from an endless list of furniture, or dictate what kind of wall covering or paint you want. So if you're looking for total creative freedom, this one isn't going to give you that. Though there is still lots of furniture in each location to choose from, so it doesn't feel like you're missing too much by not having all of that freedom of choice. Items can be placed on top of one another and rotated and adjusted to give the scenes and rooms some depth and level, making them just a little bit more realistic. Well, apart from the kooky dream level where the walls and floors are the same. That level is anything but realistic. The game tells you there is no correct way to decorate each space, but with the furniture offered, it can feel like you don't get a lot of room to play, and occasionally you are left with more chairs and tables than you thought you would ever need. Though, if you're looking for something a bit less overwhelming than other similar games with a big old inventory of furniture, perhaps you will enjoy that. The 9 levels are apparently all part of the same story, though to be honest, the story is kind of a nothing part of the game. It is told in speech bubbles that pop up over certain objects, and in brief sentences before and after finishing the levels. I think the plot follows various people who knew our father, and each room we decorate seems to bring us back to the life he led, and then ultimately we build him a place to spend his time. The story is kind of unimportant and makes absolutely no difference to how you craft the rooms, so if you're hoping for a subtle story to the same level as unpacking, Hozy does not have it. I've already mentioned the lovely sound design for the objects and their interactions, but off the back of that, I feel it would be amiss to not mention the fantastic soundtrack that accompanies the game. Jan van der Kruisen returns to the cozy genre, having previously composed incredible backing for Stray and Seasons After the Fall, and it's thanks to him that you can chill out, decorate and enjoy what you're cleaning while stunning music plays. Each room's music has its own vibe, just like its decorating style. Our artist's paradise is calm, our spooky musician's loft has some eerie vibes, and lots more. Adding so perfectly to the soundtrack for each room is the incredible ambiance that flows through the spaces, giving you glimpses at the world outside. Wind howls, church bells toll, and your neighbour's annoying dog barks up a frenzy. Each soundtrack is layers upon layers of carefully crafted noise and music that brings the game to life and really shows just how much the dev team loved and cared for this game. On that, one of Hozy's standout features, and truly the main reason you should play this game, is how gorgeous it is. Unlike other similar games, Come On Studio have lent into the realism, crafting each piece of furniture carefully and as beautifully as can be. But it isn't just the objects you can interact with that add so much to the game. Leaves blow in from the open windows, dust particles float in beams of light, UV lights reveal ghostly scrawlings on walls and windows, and every small element has been thought through to the nth degree. These little details don't go unnoticed, not least because they look gorgeous, but because you can't help but spot how much these devs wanted to make their game beautiful. Truly, my only issue with Hozy, because it is so damn satisfying, is that occasionally it feels like mouse controls are a bit unresponsive, primarily during the cleaning and decorating phase. Once you've picked up an item or object, your mouse obviously disappears, and on occasion it feels like items get stuck on nothing or ping about the place. Also, once you've picked up an item, you can't zoom in anymore, as the mouse wheel is both the rotate tool and the zoom. So if you're looking to do some high detail designing, it can get a little annoying. However, I am sure these little issues I've picked out are only standing out to me because of how much I enjoyed the game overall. Other than those little issues, the game runs really well on PC, and while not Steam Deck verified yet, it does also run on the handheld. Though doing the finicky details can be a bit challenging with controller controls, so I wouldn't necessarily say that's the best way to play it. Hozy is exactly what it sets out to be: a cozy, relaxing, and low-stakes, satisfying game. It is beautiful, well put together, and has been crafted perfectly to lower your blood pressure and ensure you're having a good time. If you're looking for a game that has a deep and meaningful story that causes you to think or take away a message, this is not it. As far as the story goes, it is minimal at best. But if you're wanting to spend a few hours hunkered down under a blanket with a hot drink, just designing little rooms, then Hozy will bring you lots of joy. Honestly, I think it brings too much joy for how short it is, because I was left wanting more. So we can only hope that Come On Studio have some more levels planned for the future. At I Dream of Indie Games, we don't believe a game just deserves a number, so we've created our very own scale on which indie games are ranked. From a real stinky indie Krampus all the way up to a bright and shiny golden genie lamp, meaning it is an essential game that you simply must play. And while I did love Hozy, I do still wish it was a little more substantial, both in its size and the story it's seemingly trying to tell. So I think Hozy earns itself a silver genie lamp of approval.